Alright, this is a big moment. I'm going to try and lift the mast up and hang it from the rafters up here. I've got 3 sets of ropes, one in the back that you can't see, and then all the way at the front I have a chain hoist. It's the yellow thing. It's a 3/4 ton hoist. The whole mast should weigh about 1,000 pounds, but it also has the roller furler on there and the cabling, the stays are still on there. So I don't know, maybe it's at 1,500 pounds, but at any rate, we're only lifting one end of the mast at a time, and then I'll tighten up the ropes and secure them in place. So we're going to give this a try. If it doesn't work, then yeah, I don't know what we'll do, but we'll figure something out. You solve one problem at a time and move on to the next. That's how everything in boating goes. Lock that up a little bit here. Okay. Important when you're lifting heavy things and using ropes and knots that you use the right kind of knot in the right place. If you tighten up a knot by cranking down 1,000 pounds of pressure on it, you probably won't be able to get it loose if it's the wrong kind of knot. So what I used here was the bow line, and at the top I've got a bow line as well. And then here to secure it in place I've got 2 round turns and 2 half hitches. So. Morning, everyone. It's another crisp, cold morning here. I think it's like 34 degrees, so we're not freezing, but I am freezing. So yesterday I was able to get a lot of heavy things off the boat. I took a lot of deck fittings down too, including the lifeline poles that used to come up here, the windlass at the front. Of course, I got the mast moved and the boom and whisker poles. I ran into a lot of stuck bolts, though, of course. This boat, and probably most boats, they use a straight slot screw, so the worst kind of screw drive system you can have. It's just a straight slot cut in the top of the screw, and you put the screwdriver in, and every time you try and turn it, if you're not forcing your entire weight onto it, the screwdriver slips out, and then it damages the head of the screw, and eventually they're just useless. So I've got a couple of options to get those out. I bought a can of PB Blaster, the penetrating oil, to try and break the rust free. I've tried using this a lot in the past and it never works for me. None of the penetrating oils really do. I could use heat, get a torch and heat things up, but a lot of these items are close to painted surfaces, or they're close to plastics, or things that will melt that I don't want to melt, or in the case of the paint, it'll burn the paint, and then I have a whole bunch of toxic fumes that I don't want to have wafting around in here. So my second option, I bought a set of easy outs. Basically, you just drill a hole in the screw or bolt you're trying to get out, and then you put in this easy out, which as you turn it clockwise, the threads on the easy out are trying to turn the bolt counterclockwise. So it's supposed to help you extract the bolt, because the easy out is getting tighter as you're trying to remove the bolt. So I've tried these in the past too, and they never work for me. Usually they end up breaking. The easy out physically snaps, even though it's supposed to be strong metal, it snaps. Or they just strip and spin inside. And then the last option is just to fully drill out the bolt. So I don't really want to do that one. I'm hoping I don't have to go through and drill it out, because I've got this whole traveler here. There's a traveler on each side, and they've got probably 30 bolts in each of them that I need to get out. The helm here has a couple of stripped bolts in it that I need to get out. The railings along the side of the cabin top have stripped bolts, well, not stripped, locked up bolts that need to come out. So I've probably got 100 or 200 bolts total that need to come out, and some of these I've been just cutting the nut off the back side, but the ones that are truly stuck in here, they don't have a nut on the back side, they're just tapped into the metal of the hull. So they're physically attached to the hull, and the hull is what holds it. And I guess if nothing else, I can cut a section of the hull or the deck or the cabin top away, and then re-weld in a patch. But that's my last resort. I don't want to have to weld a lot of stuff. So we'll see where we get today, and this is life working on a rusty old boat. So let's get started. Alright, it's time to lower the rudder down so that I can get this pin off of here, and then I can remove the bolts that are going through the hull there that are in my way for sandblasting. I gotta be able to sandblast underneath everything so that I know the entire steel surface of the boat is coated and protected. So I've got the cable rigged over the fairlead down to the up haul of the rudder. That'll pull the rudder up, and it's hooked up to the winch here. So just have to crank it up, pull the little pin off the side of the rudder, and lower it back down. So let's try it. Well, that looks pretty free. Yeah, the pin's nice and free now. Vice grips. There. Made myself a nice musical instrument. Okay, now to lower it down, undo our lock, and just ease it on down. And it's stuck. Never a good thing. So probably this works better in the water, where the water would be supporting most of the weight of the rudder. Now, if you're not a sailboat owner or knowledgeable about sailboats, you might be wondering, why would you want to be able to lift and lower your rudder? Well, the further into the water the rudder is, the more effect it has on your steering. So, lowering it way down gives you much better steering, more responsive, more grip. The boat can heel over. When the wind pushes on the sails, it tilts the boat, and if you have a deep rudder, your rudder can stay in the water, whereas if you have a shallow rudder, it can do what they call breaching or broaching, where it comes out of the water and you lose your steering capability. So this helps with that, but if you want to go into shallow places, a deep rudder means that you're going to run into the ground. So being able to raise this up gives you a lot more capability to go into shallow waters. And same thing with the drop keel, the lifting, lowering keel. All the same benefits there. So here we are. I've got a port light here that I want to remove, and On the inside I've already cut off the bolts that are holding it on, and I've taken my oscillating multi-tool and cut around the inside to cut the silicone seal. So now on the outside I'm going to cut the silicone seal on that and pry it off of here. So I'm going to wear my mask and my hearing protection. Don't really need the mask, but for me it's better than just safety glasses because my eyes are pretty sensitive. So let's give it a go, see how it goes. Okay, now pry bar to take it off. Now obviously the more of the silicone you can cut away, the easier it'll become. So hopefully I got enough of it that the frame doesn't get bent. Oh yeah, this one's coming off nice and easy. Okay, there you have it. So I'm using the wood cutting bit on this Dremel oscillating tool. That does mean you have to be kind of careful not to touch it on the aluminum of the port light because wood cutting bits will cut aluminum. So if you're worried about scratching things, might not be the way to go for you. And also I have a steel hull, so I don't have to worry about cutting into fiberglass because that'll cut right through fiberglass. But that's it. I've got 6, 7, 8 more of these to do, so I'm gonna get to it. Well, here we are. Got the mast wrapped up in some plastic sheeting. There were times I thought I would not get this far anytime soon. Everything has been stripped off of the deck and I'm ready to start sandblasting. Well, almost ready. The boat is ready, but the surrounding area is not ready. So I need to hang up a bunch of extra. Hi Berdine, you gonna make a video with me? I don't have any nuts to give you right now. You can sit on the shelf with me though. I hope you saw Berdine over there. That's our friendly Junko that comes by, and we feed it some nuts here and there. So
the boat is basically ready to be sandblasted. Lee and I are still looking for a place to put it. We think we found a place, but it's a little bit expensive and there's no power there, so I'll have to have a generator. But it should work. So we're working with the previous owner of the boat to try and decide how much he's going to pay for this. And you know, I'm not trying to be a jerk and make him pay a lot for storage, but I did have an agreement with him, and we did talk with the owner of the property there, saying that I would use that property for free. So I feel like he has some responsibility in this, and I'm not made of money, so if I don't keep my costs down, then this boat project might not happen. So yeah, but I'm getting a quote from moving companies, and the boat will be moving somewhere, hopefully very soon, and we'll get right back to this. In the meantime, I'll probably shoot some videos, Lee and I, here around the San Francisco Bay Area, just to keep you guys entertained. I'm sorry it won't be DIY projects, but maybe it will. Maybe I'll shoot some piano project stuff. Yeah. But right now I'm going to feed Berdine because he looks hungry. So let's see if we can get Berdine on camera. Hey Berdine. Ooh, this is Bertha. That's Berdine's girlfriend. Alright, I'm gonna let Bertha and Berdine and friends have their dinner. So, thanks for watching. If you like our videos, be sure to subscribe and like and come back for more. Ooh, I don't know who this guy is. He's a little bit scared.